Joining us now is defense analyst and maritime security analyst, Chester Cabalsa. Good to have you, Chester. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so what is your reaction to this discourse between Senator Marcoleta and, of course, our spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela?
Well, basically, there were misinterpretations to the context of what they were discussing about. But tingnan natin yung pinakabuod, no? Matatandaan natin nung campaign season, si Senator Marcoleta, at the time, he was running for office, no? In the Senate. Naging controversial din siya because of his pronouncements on the West Philippine Sea. He was like trying to contest if the West Philippine Sea exists, no? At nagsilabasan yung mga sagot natin na talagang it exists because of course, no, we have a legal basis for that since 2012. Meron tayong legal nomenclature about the West Philippine Sea. It's being studied around the world. And of course, you have the 2016 Arbitral Award that supports the existence of the WPS. No, so it's not imaginary. And secondly, we tried to fortify our claims in the West Philippine Sea by legislating new laws, no, particularly on the Maritime Zones Act and the Archipelagic Sea Lanes. No, this was recently approved, and as you could see, there were coordinates. No, the mere fact that we have an existing municipality inside the Calayan Island Group, which is the Pag-asa Island or the Tito Island. That means that there were coordinates and maps are present even before time, no? Meron ka ng historical, legal, and at the same time, political will of having this kind of claims, no? And of course, no, aside from that, araw-araw merong raison tactics na nangyayari dyan sa West Philippine Sea. The mere fact that our Coast Guard and Navy are, of course, doing their best to offer their lives to the Filipino people to protect our national sovereignty and territorial integrity. Ibig sabihin, pinaglalaban natin yung ating karapatan dito, no? And at the same time, most importantly, I think it's being recognized. I believe it is recognized, itong WPS natin, no? It is recognized around the world. So, the question there is second, no, yung sinasabi na we should give up. I think I'm quite sure it's not baka may misconception dun sa pagkakasabi, but at the same time, all throughout the years we've been fighting for the WPS. And I think it's not the best word for us to just give up these claims in the West Philippine Sea.
But I was wondering at Chester, does this type of dispute strengthen or weaken the Philippines' position in the West Philippine Sea? Knowing that in public, nakikita na we don't have one voice in this type of discourse.
I think this happens in a time and age where you have cognitive warfare. And of course, I call it the fragmented globalization where major powers, like the US, China, and Russia, are saving their own interests. In this part of this world, dito sa ating region sa Indo-Pacific, alam natin lumalakas si China. At isa sa kanyang interest ay impluwensyahan yung mga middle and small powers like the Philippines. No? And this happens amidst all this hulabalo in our local politics, kung saan, of course, isa sa mga tinitignan natin yung foreign interference, malign interference coming from our neighbors. And at the same time, makikita natin na it shows the level of the kind of our local politics, that it is polarized, it is disintegrated. Ang dapat matutunan natin dito ay may isang boses tayo, unified yung ating boses. Matagal na natin ginagawa ito at I think it shows to the common people, the mere fact that the West Philippine Sea has become part of our vocabulary, has become part of our imagined community, has become part of our nation building. That means that it exists. Hayaan natin na itong mga mambabatas natin ay magdebate sila. Ang importante ay naniniwala ang mga Pilipino, ang taong bayan na merong West Philippine Sea, no? I-translate natin ito sa pang-araw-araw na kabuhayan. Ano ba ang implikasyon nito sa ating kabuhayan? Unang-una, napaka-importante ito sa ekonomiya natin. Pangalawa, napaka-mahalaga para sa soberenya ng Pilipinas. Pangatlo ay ang West Philippine Sea ay siya ang isa sa dahilan kung bakit nagkakaisa tayo. Lumalaban ang mga Pilipino dahil may mga karapatan siya sa kanyang teritoryo at may karapatan siyang gamitin ang mga likas na yaman na nandoon sa West Philippine Sea. So it's very important to us, no, even if these lawmakers are trying to debunk some of the claims of the Filipinos and of the Philippines, nandoon yung kumpiyansa ng mga Pilipino na nakikipaglaban pa rin tayo dahil alam natin na pag-aari natin yung mga likas na yaman na nandoon.
Pero paano naman po yung aside from Filipino officials, may mga social media personalities din, no, who are echoing Beijing's propaganda against the West Philippine Sea. So may mga diskurso na nagsasabi that they should be considered traitors as well. So what do you have to say to that?
Alam niyo po, ang Pilipinas ay dumaan sa malalaking sa mga kasaysayan natin na nangyari ito, no. If you try to notice it during the time when new powers are trying to influence the Philippines, no. Remember, the Philippines has been colonized by superpowers, no. From Spain to the United States to Japan. Ganyan yung nangyayari tuwing nagkakaroon ng transition, no. Alam natin na ang China lumalakas siya, may interest siya doon sa South China Sea at sa Taiwan, kabilang na doon yung West Philippine Sea natin. These are trying times in our history where they try to persuade us, no. Pinapersuade nila ang mga Pilipino dahil lalo na kung aaralin natin yung strategy ng China, no, doon sa art of war nila, sinasabi nila na hindi kailangan makipagdigma, mas mahalaga sa kanila yung para makuha ang isang bansa, pag-away-awayin nila ang mga Pilipino, ang mga tao, no. I think that's a psychological warfare, no, that and cognitive dissonance that we're seeing right now, no. Kaya ang gagamitin nila yung mga vloggers, mga influential people, mga politicians natin para mas madali para sa kanila na mapasok at ma-invade ang Pilipinas, no. So I think we should learn from our history. We should learn from what has been transpired in the past. Ang importante dito na pag-uusapan ito, alam natin ang posisyon ng Pilipinas at ang mas mahalaga ay nagkakaisa ang mga Pilipino, no, na hindi tayo madaling mauto, hindi tayo madaling ma-persuade, no. Ang importante, pinaglalaban natin yung sovereignty natin, mas nagiging patriotic at nationalistic tayo.
Well, finally, Chester, paano, given with what's happening right now, sabi nga nila napaka-importante ng COC or a code of conduct, no, sa West Philippine Sea, sa South China Sea in essence, no. So, do you think it's going to happen anytime soon, knowing that, you know, we've been talking about this, they have been discussing about this a decade ago pa?
Okay, it's not the dream COC that we are wishing for, basically. Unang-una, ayaw ni China pang makipag-cooperate para matapos ma-complete yung code of conduct na matagal na yan, no. It took time for us to at least to likely achieve the completion of the COC. Pero ang tinitignan natin dito na small victories at small solutions na nakikita natin ay siguro yung mga claimant states, no, doon sa South China Sea na kabilang ang Pilipinas, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei. Kahit sila lang muna, no. I think especially that the Philippines is the chair of ASEAN right now. Let's try to encourage our neighbors, no, to come up with the mini COC. So baka ito yung maging template natin kapag handa na makipag-usap yung China sa atin. And I think gamitin natin yung leverage natin in ASEAN as a leader right now to come up with that mini COC. And later on, later on, hopefully, China and Taiwan and some other powers will cooperate with us to come up with a bigger COC.
All right, we'll talk about that mini COC in the next episode. But thank you so much for your time. That was Security Analyst Chester Cabalza. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat.